the Mile High City, weighing in at 232 pounds, Royce Issacs.
Well, Royce Issacs makes his return to Pacifica, California tonight with one goal in mind, Tony Gonzalez, and that goal is to walk out of here the #1 contender to the Dynamite Division Championship.
A man who has international superstar written all over him. Look at him, he looks like $1 million, only wears the finest mink coats, has the body of a Greek god, and tonight he is here to establish himself as the next top contender for the Dynamite Division Championship.
Well, I gotta say, this is the same man that we saw go to war with Funny Bone back at the gold mine. These two took each other to the limit, and Royce Issacs definitely proved himself that night against the demigod of death. But I tell you what, tonight Royce Issacs is going to have his hands full with this very game competitor, a young man who we've seen for some time now in a Gold Rush ring.
That's right, a man who first made a name for himself here at Gold Rush in the 2016 Young Lions Cup. The young man from Hunters Point, Dizz.
Coming from the Bayview Hunters Point District in San Francisco, California, weighing in at 203 pounds, he is the Black Rose, Dizz.
Well, Dizz changing things up a little bit. Gone are the snapbacks, and in comes the Kofi, the new cap being worn here tonight by Dizz.
That's right, Dizz trying to reach back to his roots, the roots of 80s culture, the culture of his people, and tonight bringing that back, bringing the fight to Gold Rush Pro Wrestling, as it looks like Dizz getting the streamer treatment by these great Gold Rush fans.
Absolutely well deserved, and Dizz tonight is fired up. He's fighting for much more than just the #1 contendership to that Dynamite Division Championship tonight. This match, he told us earlier tonight, this match is dedicated to his Aunt Shirley, who is in the hospital in Hayward, California. He went and visited her earlier this afternoon before this matchup, and he told me, Tony, before we went on the air tonight, that he is going to show the same fight in that ring that she is showing in the hospital. Seeing her today in the hospital gave him all the motivation he needed for tonight's matchup, and again, tonight's match dedicated to his Aunt Shirley.
Sometimes the motivation of getting a shot at a title isn't enough. Sometimes the motivation that is given to you by a loved one is just enough, and that's what Dizz has here tonight.
And Dizz and Royce Issacs going to lock horns here tonight. And the winner again, ladies and gentlemen, going to become the #1 contender to Boyce LeGrande's Dynamite Division title, the title that he has held for almost 1,100 days at this point.
And counting.
And counting. And Dizz in trouble early on here at the hands of Royce Issacs.
This Royce Issacs, just an impressive figure with a rap sheet that is just writing itself as his career goes along. An international superstar, as I mentioned before. Big star in the DDT promotion in Japan, making a name for himself in California as well, all throughout the state. And tonight he has the chance to get a shot at becoming a champion.
Oh, look at these two exchanging hold for hold right now. It looks like anytime either one of them gains an advantage, the other one is able to turn the tide very quickly. This is going to be a very interesting back and forth contest, I do believe, from what we've seen early on.
Well, you have two different varying wrestlers with different varying styles clashing with a title shot on the line. One of these men will become the next contender to the Gold Rush Dynamite Division Champion. It's all a matter of who gets the shoulders pinned to the mat for 3 seconds.
Or forces their opponent to submit.
Or gets their opponent counted out.
Now Issacs trying to dismantle that arm of Dizz. And with the go behind the rear waist lock there. And Dizz trying to dig that elbow. A nice standing switch there from Dizz. Oh, and look at the amateur strength and technical ability of Dizz. Easy for me to say.
You know, I may have been gushing.
Oh!
over Royce Issacs earlier, but I will give Dizz credit. Someone who's been making a name for himself his way. Someone who's made his name down south in the SoCal area for such great promotions as EWF and SoCal Pro. And now he's up here trying to make a name for himself in his home area of the San Francisco Bay Area, John.
Well, so far we've seen these two exchanging holds and trying to wear each other down, but now you just saw Royce Issacs open up the strike account with a couple of right fists to the face of Dizz, but Dizz fires back with a big one of his own. And now Dizz, head full of steam with a big forearm shot in the corner.
Dizz definitely taking it to Royce Issacs right now. Trying to get this crowd behind him.
Oh! Forearm and a knife edge chop. And Dizz lighting up Royce Issacs with that combination there. Dizz head full of steam, scissoring the knee right into the chest of Issacs, right into the heart of the challenger.
Issacs smart to roll out of the ring, get away from any type of pin attempt.
And by challenger, I mean the man who's challenging Dizz right now to become the #1 contender to the Dynamite Division title. Both men want that opportunity so badly.
Royce thought he had a skid for a second, but Dizz with a great athletic move. Dizz definitely has the agility and athletic advantage over Royce Issacs, who is just powerful and just built like he's the
like an Adonis. He's built like an Adonis. Let's call a spade a spade.
He is almost the prototypical wrestler look-wise is Royce Issacs. He definitely has the tools to make a name for himself here at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling.
Well, don't consider Royce Issacs a prototype by any stretch of the imagination, ladies and gentlemen. He is definitely one of a kind of unique enigma inside of that ring and inside the world of professional wrestling.
Absolutely, a man who has faced international talent from all over the world, a man who can easily become one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling, and what better place to start his rise to stardom than in this #1 contenders match.
And now Issacs gonna try to go to work on Dizz. What strength there from Royce Issacs with that vertical suplex, a hook of the leg. Could it be enough? No, but a 2 count only.
You know, I saw some pictures of Royce Issacs today on social media. He was doing some heavy lifting, and you can see right there it paid off in spades as he took down Dizz.
Oh, and a forearm shot, excuse me, a palm strike there from Royce Issacs right into the jaw. And Dizz seems to be on Dream Street for the moment. Issac now lifting up Dizz and tying him up in the proverbial tree of woe. And lighting up the solar plexus region of Dizz now. Royce Issacs is starting to feel it here, starting to fire himself up.
That aggressive side of Royce Issacs is coming out. He should be careful though. He probably doesn't want to unleash the aggressive side of Dizz as well.
Dizz struggling to get back to a vertical base, had to be helped up by Royce Issacs, and then he's helped right back down again. Issacs driving the elbow, and look at the tenacity of Royce Issacs going right for the cover, a big arrogant smile, but it only leads to a 2 count.
5 minutes has elapsed in this contest. 5 minutes has elapsed in this contest.
Royce Issacs might have been thinking a little bit too far ahead, thinking he had the matchup won right then and there. Dizz able to lift that shoulder. Royce Issacs, though, back on the attack.
And this capacity crowd, that's one thing you were talking about, the advantages that either man has in this contest. How about the home field advantage for Dizz? We're a stone's throw from the Hunters Point Bayview district of San Francisco, where Dizz was born and raised.
I can look out into that crowd, and I can see Dizz's family taking up a good portion of the seats in our building tonight here. They have come in full force to support Hunter Point's favorite son, the Black Rose, Dizz.
Dizz trying to fight his way out here, but Royce Issacs not letting go, not breaking the grip on that full Nelson, trying to break the neck of Dizz. And by doing so, he's got both hands clasped and locked behind the head of Dizz, underneath his arms, underhooking him and pressing the head forward, trying to stretch that neck out.
But it looks like Dizz able to reverse it and hit him with 2 dynamic moves. And Royce Issacs is in trouble.
A hook of the leg. Dizz gonna become the #1 contender. No. And you gotta think, you gotta imagine that Boyce LeGrande and Lucian Delight are in the back right now in their private locker room watching this match very closely on a monitor with intent eyes to know who the next challenger is going to be to that Dynamite Division title. Looking for the clothesline, nobody home. Oh! A clubbing clothesline to the back of the head. And Dizz, did you see the way his head bounced off the canvas?
Great switch up by Royce Issacs, faking out Dizz.
Wait, here we go, to the cover.
Faking him out with the right, but catching him with the left unexpectedly.
Dizz has got to be on Dream Street right now. But I'm surprised that he is fighting back. Talk about the heart, talk about the tenacity of Dizz.
Dizz trying to show a more aggressive side in this contest tonight. He realizes what's on the line here.
Able to turn the tide into a lateral press there in mid-air and driving Royce Issacs down. And now with a shot to the gut. Issacs fires back with a palm strike to the face. These two laying it all on the line, but I gotta say, Dizz has really amped it up tonight, taking it to the next level. And that's what he's got to do against a worldly competitor like Royce Issacs. Back elbow to the face.
Issacs is out on his feet.
Oh, and a Yakuza kick right to the face. And now, Dizz, a hook of the leg. He's looking for 3, but he's only going to find 2 from the official there.
Issacs is lucky he didn't get knocked unconscious, or that would have been the end of the contest right there.
What's up, bro? Get up!
Wait a minute. Issacs with a palm strike again. He continues to use that right palm to great efficiency, finding its mark every single time.
Not closing the hand into a fist, that would be illegal. Royce Issacs using ring intelligence to get ahead on Dizz.
Great wrestling IQ from Royce Issacs. Into the rope with a head full of steam, but Dizz there to meet him with a forearm.
Dizz has just been hitting repeated shots to the head of Royce Issacs. Issacs!
Oh, with a backbreaker. Vicious backbreaker bending Dizz.
Using his power!
Oh! Into a sit-out powerbomb. Hook of the leg. Could it be enough? No, 2 count only. And Issacs believed that was 3, and now desperation starting to set in the eyes of Royce Issacs.
Issacs may be great, but he needs to keep focused on the task at hand. He can't be jaw-jacking with the referee over whether it was a 2 count or not. He needs to stay on Dizz.
Dizz in trouble. You see Royce Issacs with evil intentions on his mind. Lifted him up. Oh, there's a counter. Looking for that back elbow. Dizz. Oh! Good night. 1, 2. Could it be enough? No! These two laying it all on the line here tonight, Tony.
One of the top prizes in Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. A shot at that prize is on the line here tonight. You and I both know these men were going to give it their all to try and succeed, to try and get ahead, and most of all become the #1 contender to the Dynamite Division Championship.
And now look at Royce Issacs doing what he needs to do to try and win this contest.
Oh, no!
Oh, and Royce Issacs almost putting him away there.
Royce Issacs.
elapsed in this contest. 10 minutes has elapsed in this contest.
Thought he was going for a full Nelson bomb, turned it into a German suplex. And he has Dizz on the ropes. Man. Royce Issacs now putting Dizz on the top rope. What does Royce Issacs have planned here, John?
Whatever it is, you know he's going to try and put away Dizz right here. Going all the way up to the high rent district. Going up to the top rope. Dizz in trouble. Royce Issacs up there with him. Big headbutt. And now Dizz coming back inside the ropes. Back into the safety of the ring. Oh!
Wow!
Vicious face buster right off the knee of Dizz. That could do it. That could be enough. And it is! Dizz is the #1 contender.
Your winner by pinfall and your #1 contender for the Dynamite Division Championship, the Black Rose, Dizz.
Well, Dizz picking up the victory. Take nothing away from Royce Issacs. He definitely pushed Dizz to the limit, but Dizz dug down deep and found something tonight, found something in himself, and maybe it has something to do with dedicating this match to his aunt in the hospital in Hayward. But I tell you what, Dizz on fire tonight, the new #1 contender to the Dynamite Division title.
A man fueled by the motivation of his family, and a man fueled by the motivation of now becoming the new #1 contender for the Dynamite Division Championship. Dizz with a successful victory over Royce Issacs tonight.
A well-fought, hard-earned victory tonight for the new #1 contender, Dizz.
We're gonna do, our second song we're gonna do, Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet.
Go, Tony. It's time for a Dynamite Division title matchup. For over 1,100 days, Boyce LeGrande has been Dynamite Division Champion and counting.
That's right.
And counting. And counting. And counting. And counting. How many more times do we have to say and counting? I don't know. Where's the document from his lawyer? No, you had it. You had it when we were in our production meeting this morning.
No, I give it back to you.
Well, in any event, Boyce LeGrande, the Dynamite Division Champion for 1,100 days now, ladies and gentlemen. You got to give it up to this man. He has fought tooth and nail to keep that championship, but I got to disagree with some of the ways that he's retained that title by hook or by crook most of the time for Boyce LeGrande, especially ever since he joined up with Lucian Delight in his corner.
There's one thing you can't deny, however. Boyce LeGrande, the Dynamite Division Champion for over 1,100 days and counting, and the 2017 NorCal Wrestler of the Year, the man who has made it happen, the man who has fought off every challenge thrown at him by Gold Rush Pro Wrestling, and tonight he faces a very familiar face.
That's right, a very familiar face, a man who never lost the Dynamite Division title, was never pinned, was never submitted for the Dynamite Division title, had it relinquished, had it stripped, if you will, and ever since that day, 1,100 days ago, Boyce LeGrande has been the Dynamite Division Champion.
Boyce LeGrande with an absolute death grip on the Dynamite Division Champion. If he survives this matchup tonight, he knows who he's facing next. But knowing Boyce, he's probably not even sweating that. His focus is at the task of hand, and that's facing his opponent tonight. Bruno Beretta should show him a little bit more respect. This crowd giving all the love in the world, and deservedly so, to their Dynamite Division Champion, Boyce LeGrande.
Well, I gotta say, this music has been associated with the Dynamite Division title for over 1,100 days, because not only did Boyce LeGrande steal Will Hobbs' Dynamite Division title, he stole his entrance music too.
That's right. Will Hobbs making his return to Gold Rush Pro Wrestling just a few months ago, and bringing an old friend of his old power agent, Marcus Lewis, with him. Will Hobbs absolutely in fantastic shape. He's been hitting the gym, he's been lifting those weights, and now he's back in Gold Rush Pro Wrestling to reclaim what is rightfully his, the title he never lost.
And Marcus Lewis, there's no love lost between him and Boyce LeGrande and Lucian Delight as well, as he used to be known as Marquise Jackson, the sports agent to Boyce LeGrande. And of course, Hobbs and Marcus Lewis have gone on to become a pretty dynamite tag team in their own right.
Number one fall, and it is for the Dynamite Division Championship. This match is brought to you by Mary Brown State Farm Insurance. Your official for this bout, referee Sparky Fallon. Introducing first to my left, the challenger, hailing from East Palo Alto, weighing in at 252 pounds. He's being accompanied by the Flying Lion, Marcus Lewis. He is Willpower, Will Hobbs. And his opponent standing to my right, being accompanied.
I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, Bruno, but you are not qualified to introduce this man right here. Now step aside and let the pro show you how it's done. Your champion, the current reigning and defending longest Dynamite Division Champion of all time. 1,093 days and counting, and counting, and counting. From Vallejo, California, weighing 215 pounds, the bad boy, Boyce LeGrande.
Big title match here tonight. John Roberts, Boyce LeGrande and Will Hobbs finally colliding for the Dynamite Division Championship. The man who held it for over 1,100 days versus the man who never lost it. What's going to give?
Well, we shall see. Here we go. Well, if Sparky Ballard can get some semblance of order and get Marcus Lewis and Lucian Delight out of the ring so we get this match officially underway.
So here we go, bad boy Boyce LeGrande finally preparing himself for this big title defense against Will Hobbs. As I mentioned before, Will Hobbs making his return to Gold Rush Pro Wrestling after a lengthy absence. The man who never lost the Dynamite Division Championship. In fact, a lot of people would be quick to say that Will Hobbs is actually the man who made the Dynamite Division Championship famous. But Boyce LeGrande will be quick to disagree as he is currently wooing some lovely young woman in the crowd. Boyce LeGrande, the 2017 NorCal Wrestler of the Year, a man who has fought back many challenges that have come his way throughout the past couple months as Dynamite Division Champion. But now he's facing his biggest test to date, as the past has come back to haunt him here at Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. Oh, look at this. Boyce LeGrande with the Pearl Harbor on Will Hobbs, and this match has begun. Senior official Sparky Ballard, the man calling the action, the man calling the shots in the ring. Boyce LeGrande taking it to Will Hobbs. Will Hobbs with the reversal. And a monstrous back body drop, followed up by a huge clothesline by this massive individual, Will Hobbs. Quite the delayed vertical suplex there by Will Hobbs. Only a 2 count. And Boyce LeGrande finds himself on the ropes early in this title contest. Ow. Will Hobbs taking it to the Dynamite Division Champion. Big slam by Will Hobbs, followed up by a massive elbow. The champ is in trouble, but another 2 count. Boyce LeGrande able to fight his way out of another pinfall attempt by Will Hobbs. This crowd firmly behind Will Hobbs here. Another hard shot to the chest of the champion. Boyce fighting back. Ooh, nice forearm to that massive chest of Will Hobbs.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for my absence there. We're dealing with some technical difficulties here in-house, but back here to call this match. Tony, thank you for taking it thus far on your own. Man, this has been one hell of an action, one hell of a contest between these two thus far. I've been able to keep my eyes on it while dealing with those technical difficulties, but here we are right now going at it. Will Hobbs trying to unleash some of that willpower and does so onto the Dynamite Division Champion.
From the opening bell, Will Hobbs has used his strength and his power to dominate Boyce LeGrande. Boyce LeGrande, I'm pretty sure, not expecting this type of assault this early in the contest.
And Will Hobbs in control early on. Big shot there. And now Boyce driving the face of Will Hobbs right into the knee, but there you see the veteran know-how of Boyce LeGrande. 20 years inside of that squared circle, all proving it here tonight.
Boyce LeGrande, one of the stalwarts of Bay Area professional wrestling for over 2 decades now, a man who has won multiple championships and is in no hurry to lose the Dynamite Division Championship to Will Hobbs. Marcus Lewis getting in the ear of Sparky Ballard there, letting him know that that was a choke. Of course, opinions may vary. And now Lucian Delight getting involved as well. Marcus Lewis able to chase off Lucian Delight. Sparky Ballard trying to separate the two, and Boyce using this to his advantage.
And really using it to his advantage, just choking out Will Hobbs well beyond the 5 count. Boyce LeGrande should be disqualified right now.
Boyce LeGrande is extremely lucky that Sparky Ballard was completely distracted by the shenanigans of Lucian Delight and Marcus Lewis on the outside. Boyce LeGrande able to get away with some dirty tactics.
Some dirty pull on display from Boyce LeGrande, and the Dynamite Division Champion showing you why he has been able to retain and how he's been able to retain that Dynamite Division title now for 1,100 days.
And counting.
And Boyce LeGrande utilizing 3 of that referee's 5 count, and now Marcus Lewis gonna give chase to Lucian Delight and make sure that Lucian can't get involved behind the referee's back. Thank goodness for Marcus Lewis being at ringside and keeping this fight fair.
Will Hobbs isn't the only person here at this ringside area with the score to settle with Boyce LeGrande. Marcus Lewis, at one point in time, the power agent for Boyce LeGrande, replaced by Lucian Delight. Much better upgrade if you ask me.
Well, it's unceremoniously replaced by Lucian Delight, and Will Hobbs in a world of trouble here. The Dynamite Division Champion is rolling right now. Look at Boyce LeGrande to the top rope, driving the elbow into the heart of the challenger.
5 minutes is elapsed in this championship.
LeGrande trying to put away the challenger here, but a 2 count as Will Hobbs gets the shoulder up. Will Hobbs, as Dynamite Division Champion, went to war every single time he was inside of that ring. I mean, Tony, you and I remember that night here in this very building, inside of a steel cage, where Will Hobbs took MPT to the limit for that Dynamite Division title.
I remember that night very vividly. I remember the sight of a bloodied Will Hobbs trying his best to defend and successfully defending the Dynamite Division Championship in a cage match that evening.
And Will Hobbs gets bent over the knee of Boyce LeGrande right there. Look at that, the veteran know-how of Boyce LeGrande coming into play once again.
If you ask me, Boyce and Will have actually had similar paths as Dynamite Division Champion, both fighting off numerous advances from such wrestlers as MPT and Virgil Flynn III, the Angel of Flight, Mike Matthews, just to name a few. But just the difference between these two men is Boyce has held that title for just a little bit longer.
Well, and Boyce LeGrande, the only man in Gold Rush history who has held both the Dynamite Division title and the heavyweight title. And I might add, ladies and gentlemen, that Boyce LeGrande held both of those championships at the same time. Now, granted, it was only for about 5 minutes before the heavyweight title was taken by MPT. There we go, there's a cover. Oh, but a 2 count only. Oh, and a stomp to the back of the head by Boyce LeGrande, and Boyce back in control on Will Hobbs now.
You know, it's very obvious that Boyce doesn't hold the power advantage and the strength advantage in this match. But one thing he has over Will Hobbs is 20 years of ring intelligence, battles against some of the top wrestlers in all of Bay Area and NorCal wrestling, and he is using that to his advantage to take it to the former Dynamite Division Champion, Will Hobbs.
And Boyce LeGrande with a moonsault! Are you kidding me? LeGrande pulling out all the stops here tonight.
Even Boyce is a little surprised that didn't put Will Hobbs away.
Boyce LeGrande laying it all on the line here tonight, trying to put away Will Hobbs And I gotta ask the question, Tony, what do you think this means for Boyce LeGrande? Do you think this means in his head he's showing just how intimidated he is by Will Hobbs?
I think Boyce wouldn't be intimidated per se. I mean, clearly he came into this match probably a bit apprehensive. I mean, look at Will Hobbs. Dude's built like a brick house. He's massive, he's strong, and he has something to prove.
Okay, but let's talk about the offense we've seen tonight from Boyce LeGrande. Laying it all on the line, dropping the elbow within the first 5 minutes from the top rope. We just saw a moonsault, and now Boyce, for the third time in this matchup, going to go up to the high rent district. Boyce LeGrande throwing caution to the wind tonight to try and put away Will Hobbs. If that doesn't spell intimidated, I don't know what does.
I don't know. I don't think intimidated is the right word, John. I really don't.
LeGrande in trouble as Will Hobbs has gone up to meet him, trying to set up the Dynamite Division Champion for a superplex. Connecting in the center of the ring. My God, what authority!
All Will Hobbs has to do is roll Boyce LeGrande over, and he has him in the middle of the ring for a 3 count. But that superplex taking both men out. Both men out trying to get to their feet. Sparky Ballard with the count.
Well, that desperation superplex from Will Hobbs. We have yet to see if it'll pay off, but he is the first one up to a vertical base. LeGrande now slowly up to one as well. And here goes Will Hobbs unloading with a big clothesline and a second one. And the willpower of Will Hobbs coursing through the veins. Ah, what a snap on that power slam.
Boyce LeGrande is in trouble. Will Hobbs is on the offensive. And he has something in store for Boyce LeGrande.
Here we go. Will Hobbs now. Big spear in the corner. And Hobbs. Oh, what a lariat!
Whammy!
I don't think Will Hobbs had any idea that lariat was on its way. Oh, it's so close to retaining.
Has elapsed. It is championship contest.
Will Hobbs may have had no idea that was coming his way, but Boyce LeGrande knew what was coming Hobbs' way.
Boyce LeGrande unloading with that lariat. That could be the difference maker. No, sit out powerbomb. Sit out powerbomb from the challenger. We're going to crown a new champ. No.
Boyce LeGrande showing the heart of a champion, as I don't know if you just saw Lucian Delight just showed Marcus Lewis straight.
Oh, wait a minute.
Guardrail.
Wait a minute. The numbers game coming into play now. Lucian Delight getting involved. Uh-oh. Oh, and Lucian Delight dumped hard on his spine by Will Hobbs.
That's no way to treat the 2017 NorCal Manager of the Year.
Well, the 2017 Wrestler of the Year is in trouble here. And the referee just got decked with a back elbow. An inadvertent back elbow from Will Hobbs just sent Sparky Ballard flying, and he is unconscious.
Inadvertent, Will Hobbs has completely lost control of himself.
Wait a minute. Marcus Lewis now coming to the aid. Oh, and a big kick right into the chest.
Oh my God, somebody please help Lucian.
Wait a minute. Spine buster, center of the ring. Will Hobbs gonna try and put away the champ here. Rolling him over. Sharpshooter, center of the ring.
Oh no, Boyce is in trouble.
And Boyce is tapping out. Boyce is tapping out.
What?
We got a new champ. The referee came to and saw the submission. We've got a new champion.
No, this is really happening? Is this really happening? Is this really happening?
We've got a new champion! Will Hobbs has done it! Will Hobbs has ended the reign of Boyce LeGrande in 1,092 days! Good Lord Almighty! Finally, a new Dynamite Division Champion!
Wait! What's this? Look at this! Will Hobbs celebrating with the Dynamite Division Championship, but
there's a bit of confusion here. Your winner by disqualification is the bad boy Boyce LeGrande. He is still your Dynamite Division Champion.
Oh, man.
Are you kidding me? Because of that inadvertent back elbow when Will Hobbs was trying to unload on Boyce LeGrande?
I told you, it's Will Hobbs' fault that he lost control and struck senior official Sparky Ballard. He should have known what was coming.
You even said yourself it was inadvertent.
Oh, I didn't say any of
Don't
that.
give me that crap,
That
Tony
didn't
Gonzalez.
Again, folks,
That was
still,
an inadvertent
your
back
Dynamite
elbow.
Division
You're putting words in
Champion,
my mouth.
The bad boy, Boyce LeGrande.
Will Hobbs just got screwed.
For once, Boyce LeGrande actually plays by the rules and wins.
Plays by the rules. How many times do we see Lucian Light get involved in this matchup? How many times do we see Boyce LeGrande choking out his opponent illegally with his fist around, with his hand around the throat, with the ring ropes? How many times do we see Boyce LeGrande break the rules in this matchup, Tony Gonzalez? Because I lost count, just like I lost count of how many days Boyce LeGrande has been Dynamite Division Champion and counting.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of anything you mentioned matters, because the only thing that matters is who's raising the title at the end of this match. And it's the bad boy, Boyce LeGrande. Look at this. Now Will Hobbs being a total sore loser. Look at this.
And now Lucian Delight locked into that sharpshooter, and Boyce trying to come to the aid.
Will Hobbs completely unaccepting his defeat here tonight over at the hands of Boyce LeGrande, being a total sore loser, picking on poor Lucian Delight, who didn't do anything to him, was just out there being a good manager. This is disgusting.